everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is all about Chantecaille and their upcoming Sylvie sale. So the Sylvie sale happens every year. You save 25% off and it's in celebration of Sylvie, the owner's birthday. Her birthday is around this week. This is a great time to pick up Chantecaille products because they don't have a lot of sales. There's a lot of luxury brands out there that have a lot of sales, but Chantecaille is not one of them. So I always have things written down that I want to pick up and try, and I also have a list of my must-haves to pick up during the sale. The sale doesn't officially begin until the 28th. It's open to the public in the 28th. However, because Chantecaille was kind enough to reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to be a part of the sale, they have given me and my followers a code, which means that you guys can start shopping today on the 25th, and you guys can use this code and save 25% off. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear, I do not receive anything from this code. This is not an affiliate code. I don't receive any commission from this code. This code is just for me and my followers to use and have early access to the actual sale. And the nice thing is I do like having the early access to the sale because a lot of their best sellers do sell out during the sale. So it's nice to have that exclusive opportunity. And also this year they have given a nice perk for the sale. I am obsessed with this. So this is called the exclusive rose tote. Look at the inside of this. Like, you could use this as a purse. It is fantastic. The quality of this, it's built so well. Anybody that spends $600 or more will get that tote until supplies last. I will leave the coupon code that they gave me in the description box down below and also pin it to the comment section so you guys can use it as an easy access. We're gonna be going through my favorite skincare and my favorite makeup products, and also talking about products that I don't love as much. I feel like it's all about transparency and being transparent about the products that don't always work for me. Now, if they work for you, that's great, but there are some products that I just don't love. So I thought it would be a good idea to share both of them, the good and the products that I don't love as much. Now, everything I discuss in today's video, I will link in the description box down below. But without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and jump into the video. And I'm gonna first talk about my favorite skincare products, and then we will go into the makeup products because some of these skincare products have been a game changer for me. And then we will get into my final thoughts. And in my final thoughts, I'm gonna share with you guys a few products that I plan to pick up during this sale. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So let's first start with skincare. I have already prepped my skin, so I won't be putting on any of the skincare. In my recent video that I uploaded of the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow review, in that video, I talked about how I have not had a breakout since the end of May. And I know why I have not had any breakouts. There's two reasons. Number one, I have been using a lot more Chantecaille products than my Tatcha products. So as we know, Chantecaille's skincare is very expensive. It is, it's expensive. So my number one favorite skincare product from Chantecaille, the product that I can't go without, it's very, very expensive. The nice thing is one little drop will go a really long way, which is nice. The bottles last me a long time, but it is most definitely this. So this is the BioLifting Serum. This is, in my opinion, one of the best products, and I use it twice a day, which I know is a lot, but my skin right now, as far as breakouts go and any texture, so I don't even have any texture. I don't even have any bumps that are festering down inside. You know how you'll get those bumps that they never come to the surface and they just sit underneath the skin, never come to the surface to be able to pop? I don't have any of those right now. That has never happened. You guys, I repeat, that has never happened. And while I was in Florida, I didn't take all of my big stuff with me. I took a lot of travel stuff with me, and we were there a month. And a lot of the travel stuff that I took with me was from Chantecaille. It's from this. Remember I did an unboxing of this where I opened up everything that was in the box? This is like their advent calendar. So I took a lot of those with me. While I was there, never broke out. And so I thought, you know what? I'm gonna continue to use strictly Chantecaille skincare and just see if that's what it is. If that's what is making my skin so good and not breaking out. Sure enough, I'm not breaking out. I have had adult acne since I was 33 years old. I'm 43 now. It's been 10 years. I've never been this long without any kind of situation going on. My skincare routine is this as follows. Tatcha cleansing oil in the morning. I just put a tiny little bit layer just to kind of wash off all the dirt and gunk and stuff and skincare from the night before and kind of get it fresh. Then I go directly in with some sort of toner. I have a few different toners. I think the one I'm using right now is from The Ordinary. It's the salicylic toner, which I've used that one off and on as well. And then I go directly in with this, and the toner kind of dehydrates the skin. And then I go in with this, and it just absorbs it and kind of sucks it in. So I let this set on the skin for about 2 or 3 minutes. Then I go in with this Rose de My Eye Lift from Chantecaille. And I absolutely love the cooling effect that this gives. It's such, I'm almost out of this. I'm probably pretty close. I thought I would be already out of it by now because I've had it forever. But it's still going, so I'm not complaining. And then I go in with my Dermalogica Age Defense SPF 50. Okay, so that's my morning. At nighttime, I'm using the Elemis Cleansing Balm, wiping all of my makeup off, using that cleansing balm, which feels like a spa, and it just gives me life. It's my favorite part of the day. And I take all my makeup off, and then I go in with the CeraVe cleanser, the one that you can just buy at the drugstore, Walmart, Target, wherever. Love that CeraVe. It's like a sensitive skin face wash. Then I go in with the Celasu First Care, and that really kind of dehydrates the skin, opens up those pores, and whatever you put over top of, your skin really soaks it in. What do I go over top of it with? The Bio Serum. This Bio Serum is bomb.com. And yes, I use it twice a day. Here's the thing. When I do it, I don't even use the full thing. So I use like half of this all over the face. So these bottles last me a really long time because even though I'm using it twice a day, I'm not using a lot because a little bit goes a long way. It's kind of a gel formula and it's a serum. So you really just do not need very much, which I am grateful for because I use it twice a day now. And then at nighttime, I'm out of this. They actually sent me another bottle of it. I don't even know if you can see it. Can you see? It's so white, but there's nothing in here. Like absolutely, well, maybe a little bit at the bottom. So this is the Stress Repair Concentrate. This is what I use at night on the eyes. I'll use this or I'll use the Charlotte Tilbury Eye Cream, either or, kind of switch back and forth between the two. But they were kind enough to send me another one. This stuff, oh, so good. It also comes with this little, this thing right here. Oh my gosh, does it feel so good? Oh, it feels so good. Anyway, and then I will go in with the BioLifting Mask. And the BioLifting Mask I just put all over the face. Absolutely love this stuff. This routine that I'm doing right now my skin has no texture whatsoever. It is just, there's nothing there. It's crazy to me. The more I continue to use it and introduce new products into my routine, the better my skin's getting. But I absolutely cannot live without this serum. I think this serum for me is a full-blown game changer, especially using it twice a day. It is an absolute game changer. If I could only choose one, this would be it. Like, it's just that type of a product. It's so fantastic. So that's been my routine. There is something to be said about Chantecaille skincare. Well, I have a friend who has rosacea and she's like, Tara, Chantecaille is the only skincare I can use. My skin has no redness. I have no issues with my skin when I'm using Chantecaille. So I had to start the video off kind of sharing my absolute favorite skincare items and what has made my skin feel and look the best for the last 2 months. I mean, it's been 2 months. In fact, if you go back to my videos at the end of May, you will see I had some breakouts like right around here. That's the last breakouts I've had. And again, I thought it might have been because I was in Florida and the humidity and my skin was loving it. And when I got back, I still didn't break out. And I was like, what's the deal? And of course I realized, well, what are you doing differently? Well, I was using all of the sample size and like the mini deluxe sizes while I was in Florida. And when I got back, I continued to use the larger sizes of the products that I was using there. Game changer, all of them. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and jump into the foundations. So the 3 foundations that I have here, I have the Future Skin. I actually have 2 shades of this. I have Shea and Sand, which Shea is a little bit better of a color for me, so I've been wearing shade Shea. Whew. Then I have the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer, and I have this in the shade Wheat. Then I also have the Future Skin Cushion Foundation, also in the shade Wheat. Now this is the most expensive foundation that they have on their website, and it's pretty pricey. I don't know that it's fully worth the money. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I swap back and forth between this one and the one from La Mer, and I really like this one from Chantecaille. It is a really nice cushion foundation, but for me, my 2 personal favorites are these 2. These are just like phenomenal foundations. This one in particular, the Future Skin, it's a gel formula, and it works like a gel, and the way that it adheres to the skin, it's phenomenal. Now, the one thing I will say is this did not work for me in the humidity. This tinted moisturizer worked better for me in the humidity because I took both of these with me to Florida. I love it that much. It didn't hold up well at all in the humidity, but the tinted moisturizer is phenomenal in the humidity. Now, I wouldn't say it works all day, but in and out of the humidity, like going to the store, coming back in, going in and out, this worked fantastic. And I wore this so many times. And the nice thing about it is too, is that you don't need a lot of it. It really goes a long way. And I would say you get a nice light medium coverage, but I don't use a lot of it to build coverage. I go over my spots with a concealer and kind of fill that in and then go over top of it with this. But this is a fantastic tinted moisturizer. Now the deal is the tinted moisturizer only comes in 8 shades. And the Future Skin comes in 15 shades. Let's go ahead and use the Future Skin. I'm going to be using the new set that I got from Sonia G. This is the mini Kiyaki set. Oh, I love these brushes. They are so good. Oh, so good. What I like to do is just take like a spoolie, this part of a spoolie. This is just kind of how I do it. I just take a chunk like that and just put it on the back of my hand. Like that. Okay, and I'm gonna dip the brush into it and just start kind of applying it. Like I said, I do have the shade Sand. It's a little bit darker than this, but Shea seems to be a really good shade for me. The nice thing about this foundation is that it feels really good when it's going on because it does have that gel-like consistency to it. And I don't have any other foundation like it as far as texture goes because it is a gel. And it's quite interesting how it blends into the skin and just how good it feels on the skin. Nice thing about this one too is that you can layer it. So if you need a little bit more coverage, you can go right over top and just push that into the skin. If you end up getting a tiny bit heavy-handed with it, because it is a gel formula, it's fine. It will push into the skin and blend into the skin really pretty without looking too thick or cakey or heavy. It wears beautifully over wrinkles, texture, all of that. Oh, this brush is fantastic. Oh, so good. Before I head off camera to do my brows, the one thing that I did want to mention is this. So this is the Anti-Pollution Mattifying Cream, and they sent this over to me a couple of months ago. I don't know, maybe even last, I don't know. Time flies, you guys. I don't know, but they sent it over to me a while back. How about that? And it's not my favorite. I've tried it so many times, but for some reason, no matter what foundation I wear it with, and I know, here's the thing, a lot of people love this mattifying cream. Like so many people love this, but for me, just on a personal level, it's not my favorite. No matter what foundation I'm using, my foundation never looks right. It almost becomes a barrier, and that whatever you put over top, it never like melts into the skin. You can see it setting on the skin. This will not allow my foundation to kind of melt into my skin. Now, I don't know what the deal is with it. I don't know why it won't, but it's not my favorite. And it kind of gets balled up, like as I'm trying to blend it, it'll make the foundation kind of ball up in a weird way. So I did want to mention that in case, you know, you were curious about my opinion on that. I do have the Chantecaille brow gel. It's a typical brow gel. It's not a strong holding brow gel. I mean, it does the job as far as like cleaning them, you know, and kind of getting all the debris out, or like the foundation or whatever it's in them, but it doesn't really hold the brows. So, you know, if you're looking for a brow gel that will give you a nice hold, this is not one of them. I also wanted to mention this. So this is the anti-aging face tint. This was just launched I think in June sometime. I have tried multiple different ways of trying to make this work, and I can't get it to work. I've heard a lot of people say that they really, really love it, but for me, I just can't get it to look right. I have used my fingers, I've used a brush, I've applied it just on like the high points of the face and around the forehead to see if it will give me a little bit of bronze. It just doesn't work for me at the end of the day. I recently talked about it in my June favorites and fails. It was a part of one of the fails. And a few people in the comment section commented and said that they really, really love it and the way that they use it. I think if you have lighter complexion, you could really use this as a bronzer and just really bronze up the face. That's what the color looks like. So it's a little bit light for me, especially to use it as a bronzer. So that's why I was trying to use it as like an all over kind of glow, you know, just to kind of bronze up the skin a little bit, but it just doesn't really look all that good on me. Let's move on to the eyes really fast. And the product that I'm really excited to use is this. I've been using this a lot recently, and it's really, really pretty and so easy to use. So this is the Mermaid Eye Matte, and this is in the shade Sylvie. It is quite creamy. It's not fully a cream, but it is. It's like a hybrid of a cream and a powder. That's the shade Sylvie. It's a really pretty cool tone. They have 2 shades, I believe, and man, it just melts into the eyelids so beautifully. So I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to put that like right here in the crease just to kind of contour the eyes. And right now I'm wearing Lashify. So this is the product I've been using on those like quick makeup days where I want to add a little bit of structure there in the eyelid, but not have like a full-blown eye makeup. But it's really a pretty color, and my gosh, it blends beautifully. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, as you can see, but it's really pretty. I'm also going to put it on my lower lash line, but I'm going to first put some concealer on. I have this concealer from Chantecaille. I have it in 2 shades. So this is called the Real Skin Eye and Face Stick. I have it in number 6, and I also have it in 4W. The number 6 is what I've been using like on my skin to kind of spot conceal. Number 6 is what I was using with the Tinted Moisturizer, so I would use these together. Number 6 is a really nice color. I mean, it blends so beautifully. And then this is number 4W, and this one kind of brightens the eye for me. I like to mix them together. That's how I apply these, but they're so soft and creamy. This formula reminds me of the Clé de Peau. By the way, who is watching the new season of Virgin River? I'm just curious. I'm obsessed with that show. When I saw season 4 was coming, I screamed out loud. It's my favorite show of all time on Netflix. Oh my gosh, I love it. So this is the Clé de Peau. This is the new one from Clé de Peau. This is their newest version. And I would say that this Clé de Peau is very similar to the Chantecaille. This one is in the shade 8 Buff right here, but the creaminess and the way that it applies, and also how much pigment you get. So if you have the Clé de Peau concealer and you really like it, you might really like this stick concealer from Chantecaille. I like to warm it up on the back of my hand and then go in. I'm actually going to be using this brush from Sonia G in her new mini Kiyaki set. This is the Jumbo Worker. This size of brush, this is a workhorse for so many different things. Like, it's seriously such a good brush. It's so good. It's the perfect size. I'm here for it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put number 6 like right here in this area. So I'm going to grab it right here. And this is one of those concealers that's really undetectable on the skin. Like, you can't really see it setting on the skin. So I'm going to bring that like right along this outer corner. I mean, it does the job, but without being super noticeable. Stick concealers are really nice for those who need concealer but don't want a liquid. A lot of people don't really like a liquid concealer, especially as we age. Liquid concealers can emphasize wrinkles and all of that. A good stick concealer works really well over wrinkles. And another thing that I like to do with this is to take my finger and go directly in to where I want to apply it, and then it'll like melt the formula. Like the warmth of your finger will melt it into the under eye. So if you are someone that doesn't really like liquid concealers and you're looking for a nice stick concealer, this one from Chantecaille is really good. So I'm using the 4W right here in the inner corner just to brighten up that area. I'm done with the concealer and it just looks super soft and so flawless. Such a pretty formula. I have really nice complexion products overall. So now I'm gonna go into the shade Sylvie, and I'm gonna bring that right along the lower lash line. I'm gonna go ahead and put some eyeliner and mascara on really fast. Now, as many of you guys probably know, Chantecaille's mascara is my favorite mascara of all time. I have a backup here. This one, I've had it for so long that the inside of the thing, this little thing started rattling around in it. I don't know, I think it's the weight. I'm not sure, but anyway, I love this mascara. And so now I have this little backup. I have this travel size one, which I love. I love this mascara. It's very expensive, which is the reason why I make it last me for as long as I can. I haven't been wearing it as much on my upper lashes because I am wearing Lashify, but I am going to put it on the lower lashes. Okay, so my eyes are pretty much done. I'm going to leave it here. I just love that Sylvie in the crease. It's just such a beautiful shade. And I love that it has a slightest bit amount of shimmer where it gives the eye something, but it's not too overwhelming. And it's just really pretty. Now, I could have put it all over the lid, but I really didn't need to. I think it's just really pretty on its own. So now I'm going to move on to the face. Now, let's talk about this. So this is the Real Bronzer. This comes in two shades. It comes in Serena, which is the shade I have. And it also has the shade Goa, which is darker. The last time I used this, I didn't love the way that it looked on my skin. I'm gonna try it again, but I still prefer the gel bronzer. Absolutely love their gel bronzer. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But I'm gonna put this on and see what I feel, you know, see if my opinion has changed on it. I just remember when I first put it on, I was like, ew, I don't really like that. So we'll see. Didn't really love it though. What I didn't like about it is that it can kind of get a little bit muddy kind of quick, and I didn't really love that about it. So what I mean by that is, if you come in real close, see how it's a little bit patchy right here? It is one of those formulas that you almost have to be a little bit too careful when you're applying it, and it's just not my favorite. So I don't know. I just don't love it. I mean, maybe going over it with that foundation brush to kind of help blend it in. But it's just, it's a good color for me per se, but I just don't love the formula. It's a little bit too muddy. I remember the last time I applied it, I did it with a bigger brush and it was awful. So this is definitely a better application, applying it with like a brush like this. That looks pretty good. It does. It looks pretty good, and I've got it to look pretty good by the way I'm applying it. But for $79, I don't want to have to think too much about it, right? And this one, I feel like it can get muddy pretty quick, so it's just not my favorite. I highly recommend the gel bronzer. The gel bronzer, the way that I apply it is I kind of go like this with the tube and kind of mix it up in there, and then I take a tiny dot about like that, put it on the back of my hand, kind of rub it into my hand like that. Then I take the brush, dip into it, and then go right on the cheeks. Oh, it's so pretty. The way that this melts into the skin, oh my gosh. It's got that gel formula, so the gel just like melts, and it's a warmer bronzer. This is what the bronzer looks like. You see how it has that sheen? And as I'm applying it, kind of has that redness to it. I did not love it when I used a big brush. So what I mean by that is like a brush, like something like this, right? Where it's almost like you have to have control over it. And having a big brush, you can kind of lose control of where you're putting it, and it can get muddy quite quickly. So, you know, it's $79, not my favorite bronzer. There's a lot of great bronzers out on the market, and I don't really personally recommend this one. That's just my opinion. But I do, however, highly recommend the gel bronzer. It is fantastic. I also have the gel blushes, which are my favorite. I love these so much. So much. They last me forever. I've had them for probably like 2 years now. The only other blush option that I have that's still available, this is called the Cheek shade in the, let's see, this is one of their cheek shades in the shade Smitten. It's a little bit light. It's a little powdery too, which I'm not a big fan of the powdery. And it's not my favorite, just saying. You know, you guys know I'm a blush fan. I don't mind this, but it's not my favorite. So I wouldn't recommend this either. That's just me, my opinion, but I absolutely love these. So we're gonna put these on. I have shade Happy and Lively, and I like to mix them together. I know that's a little bougie, but I like to mix them. Lively is this peachy color, and Happy is this really pretty pink color. And when you mix them together, it's like a match made in Happy Blush Heaven is all it is. Happy Blush Heaven. How pretty that color is. Right? Am I right? Look at that color. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Okay, and I like to apply stuff like this with this brush. This is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 7 brush, and I dip into it like this. What I love about the gel bronzer and the gel blushes is that they last all day long. They are budge proof. Once you put them on and get them on, oh, they last all day. So now I'm gonna go back to my foundation brush and just kind of go over some of the edges. The gel blushes are a great base. They're a fantastic base for your favorite powder blush. If you want your blush to last all day, using something like this, because it is a gel formula and it dries and sets down, it's similar to Beauty Light Wands from Charlotte Tilbury. It kind of has that same effect where when you put it on, it dries and sets and it lasts all day. And then anything you put over it, it's just kind of that double blush. And it's just, they're gorgeous. These are gorgeous blushes. It's just phenomenal formula. I am now going to move on to powder. So we're going to talk quickly about this. This is the Hummingbird. I think this is a limited edition of their powder, but this is called the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Now, everybody loves this, but me. This is a little bit too mattifying for me, but I am going to use it in the video just for the sake of the video. I am definitely what you call the exception to the rule, because this has been a ride or die for so many. In fact, one of my best friends, Teresa's dead. This is her favorite powder. So it smooths and kind of blurs the area out, but I just don't love the way it looks. It's just not my favorite, but you know, it is what it is. As far as highlighter goes, I do have 2 of the liquid highlighters. This one is in the shade Brilliance, and this one's a little warmer, which is the one that I prefer. But they also have a cool tone one, which is called Sheen, and it kind of has that purpley silver undertone. So this is Sheen and this is Brilliance. You can kind of see the gold and the purple. I'm going to kind of blend them out on my hand here so you guys can really see what they look like. That's Sheen and that's Brilliance. So I'm going to grab a little bit of Brilliance and I'm going to put a little bit of it right here. And it just blends so easily into the skin. I don't use this liquid highlighter as much as I have the bronzer and the blushes. Those are my absolute favorites. But the highlighter, I guess it just depends on if you really love highlighter, right? what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of the cool tone one, the shade Sheen, and I'm gonna bring a little bit of that like right here. So pretty, right? And I'm also gonna, because the shade Sylvie is kind of got that cool tone and that purpley, I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the lid as well. And that just made a soft, subtle difference, right? That's it for the face. Let's move on to lips. As many of you guys know, Chantecaille has one of my favorite lip products, and that is the Lip Cheeks. And I have a lot of them, and I don't regret any of them. Okay, I have a lot of them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out which ones I have are still in stock, and then I'm gonna try them all on so you guys can see what they look like. I've sorted out the ones that are no longer available and got the ones that are. So I'm gonna wipe this off. So first we have this Lip Cheek. I think it's pronounced Anais, A-N-A-I-S, I believe. So this is what it looks like. This is just a normal nude pink. It doesn't have a lot of strong undertones, and it's a really soft kind of throw it in the lip, go out the door type of lipstick, which all of Chantecaille's Lip Cheeks are like that. That's why I keep this one in my purse, because I can throw it on and go into the grocery store and I'm good. That's kind of what their Lip Cheeks are. They're very hydrating, so yummy on the lips, never dry out your lips. And they give a nice shine to the lip, and you don't have to wear a lip liner with them. You just throw them on. They're really, really good for a reason. I love their Lip Cheeks. Next up, we have Passion Flower. This is a gorgeous color. This is one of my favorites for the summer. And it's quite pigmented. It's such a pretty color. It's a little strong, and it does kind of have that orangey, tangerine-ish. It's a really pretty color though. If you guys like color, this is really, really pretty. And then we have Capucine, which is also very similar to Passion Flower. This, oh, it's so pretty. I'll show you the differences between these two. This is Passion Flower and this is Capucine. Capucine, they're both very similar, as you can see. The only difference is Capucine is a little bit more on the brighter side. As you can see, it's got a little bit more of a bright orange, but very similar. But I love this color of tone, so that's why I have both of them. I think they're both so pretty. And this fades to the prettiest color too. Oh, it's so pretty. Next up, we have Honey Pot. And Honey Pot has a little bit of a purpley undertone. This one is a little bit more on the cool tone side, and it's got a little bit of the hint of that purple. It's a really pretty color, and I like to wear this when I'm wearing a cool tone eyeshadow. Next up, we have Beach Rose. This one is more of like a lip balm with a hint of color. Beach Rose. It's got the slightest amount of color. It's probably the most natural out of all of them. It just has a hint. This is great for those that like to wear chapstick. And you know, it'll give your lip a little bit of color, but not very much. And then the last one we have here is Tea Rose. That's Tea Rose, and it is so pretty. This is a really pretty one too. When I first was introduced to Chantecaille, I bought this, and this is my second tube of it because I've loved this color. It's so pretty, and it looks really pretty as it wears down. It's just a gorgeous color, so I'm going to leave that on. But those are the Lip Cheeks that I personally have in my collection that are still in stock and able to purchase. A lot of their products are limited edition, and so they come in, and then once they sell out, they're gone. So that's the full face of Chantecaille. Let's talk about the products that I plan to pick up. I have a few here, and I'm excited about it. I want to try the next generation eye base. It's a new product, and it's an eye stick. And I've heard so many people say how much they love it, and I'm excited to try it as an eye base. So I'm going to pick that up in the shade medium. I'm also going to pick up another Mermaid eye color in the shade Seashell. It's got a little bit of a shimmer, and I kind of have a feeling it would go really pretty with this. I am loving this Sylvie. This is just absolutely beautiful. I think the other color that was with this might be a little bit too gray. I think it's called Olivia, but Sylvie is so pretty, and I love it. So I thought that maybe this shade, I don't need it, but I'm gonna get it. And then the other three are skincare. I need to get a refill of the Rose de Mai Eye Lift because, like I said, I should have been out of that by now, but it just keeps going and going and going. But I know I'm getting close to running out of that, and I really love that eye cream. It's more of a serum. It's not a cream. It's more of a serum. And I just love it. So I'm going to get me another one. And then I wanted to try their Retinol Intense Plus because I've heard really good things about the retinol. And the description on it, it seems like it's super gentle, but also really effective. So I'm excited to try that. And then I also wanted to try the retinol body treatment because while I was in Florida, I had the best skin. And I'm struggling since I'm back. I really miss that humidity. I really do. Like, my skin just loves the humidity. And not the best when it comes to makeup, and during the summer especially, but oh my gosh, my skin was just perfect. And of course, I'm gonna buy one more backup of the BioLifting Serum because this BioLifting Serum I know has been a huge game changer for my skin, and saving the 25% off of it is really a good price because this is a very expensive product. And even though I already have this one and my other bottle, I think I have about a half of it left, and then I have this full bottle, but having another one in backup, that will last me all the way till the next sale. So I'm definitely going to get one because it is a game changer for my skin. My skin just absolutely loves the serum. And like I said, I recommend using this after a toner or the First Care from Sue, something that kind of dehydrates the skin. And then when you go over top of it with this, your skin just really absorbs it. This stuff is hands down one of the best skincare products I think I've ever used. So highly recommend that, and I'm gonna grab a backup. So that's it, you guys. That's it for the video. Sound off down below. What are your favorite products from Chantecaille? And what do you guys plan on picking up during this annual sale? I'm really curious to hear, so shout out down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.